Yes, gents, how we doing? Welcome back to this week's video. So again, officially into July the 2nd as I'm recording this now. Just out on obviously a lunchtime stroll. I just come down here, down the sort of the Taft Trail. Again, it's really nice. Just obviously got the Rada Weir down there because I live just by like Rada train station. So again, having this on my doorstep is amazing. Like I said, obviously just coming from like a lunchtime walk down here. This is so good. And then obviously if I want to run, if I want to cycle as well, it's really good. Anyway, what we're talking about, obviously July. So the lot like today and yesterday, again, it's obviously we're 6 months into the year, 6 months, like halfway through the year. And that's what I've been doing, like obviously because it's the end of a quarter and then like obviously halfway through. So just going through, like reviewing that, like how has the things been? Like where am I at? Like taking stock of stuff sort of thing, rather than just sweeping everything under the rug and just carrying on week to week. And it's like, okay, like sort of, where's my body at? Where's my business at? Like, or like sort of, am I happy where I'm going? Like sort of, if I carried on for this, like for another 6 months, would I be happy? I'll do a full sort of like diagnostic and go deeper into it like later in the video. But yeah, today, July, it's a busy month ahead. We've got my birthday, which is obviously the most important. So you'll have a day off work for that. There's a bank holiday for that. Then you got obviously my daughter's birthday. Then you got my dad's birthday. Obviously the start of the school holidays. The 6 weeks of like that roller coaster, and then at the end of the month we're going away, going to Lanzarote or Lanzarote as I'm sort of calling it, as obviously I'm training for now. So yeah, and obviously we'll dive into that now. So we're into July. It's a busy one because obviously, like I said, it's got my birthday, which is the 13th. Again, it's a Sunday, so you probably have the bank holiday Monday. And then it's my dad's and my daughter's then on the 18th. I think that's a Friday. And then like obviously that's then after that the school holidays start. I think the following Monday after that. I think my daughter's birthday is the last day in school. School holidays start, and that's always a roller coaster, like 6-7 weeks to sort of. Well, it used to be chaos, but obviously it can be if you don't have a plan. But no, it's all good. It's great to spend time with sort of my daughter and to do different things and holidays and things like that. But yeah, it is intense and it needs obviously some structures of planning and stuff. And then Lanzarote at the end of the month, so that'll be good. Like obviously I think we're going end of month sometime. So yeah, that'd be amazing. But like this month now, again, it's all about sort of again. There's still sort of just more body composition, more aesthetics type of training, not really sort of doing much high rock stuff at the moment. Like I said, the next high rocks I've got is in Madrid in the end of November. So we still got obviously July, August, September, October, November. We've got 5 months out. So this month now, again, it's just going to be more sort of like body composition, more aesthetics. And then sort of like next month I'll start to reincorporate like some more doing sled pushing, burpees again. Up in the running, because I'm still running now, making sure I'm running twice a week, because that's the thing I want to get better at. That's the overall arching thing when it comes to high rock, especially with doubles as well. And that was our main limiting factor, because the stations weren't too bad. It's just okay, we need to just get better running, we need to get fitter. So that, like I said, I've kept in 2 run sessions a week, as well as obviously lifting 3 times. But yeah, this month is just about sort of keeping those 5 sessions, getting the 3 lifting sessions in, 2 runs, like 1 sort of like interval-based run and 1 sort of long, sort of easy run then. And then, like I said, just like trying to bring the body weight down, trying to drop sort of probably 3 to 5 kilos, get leaner, because obviously for my birthday, and then obviously for Lanzarote at the end of the month. So yeah, that's where it's at. Sort of probably calories are around 1,800 to 2,000 generally, and then sort of perhaps have a bit of a higher day up to like sort of perhaps 1 day a week up to like 2-3, 2-4. Like 1 or 2 days a week. Steps are around just like obviously 10-11k a day. Like obviously 5 session workouts a week. And that's it. Sort of any other sort of real metrics. That's it really. The main ones in terms of my structure, my day. My first meal is usually about sort of 11, half 11. So I have a bit of a fast in the morning. And that's going to be whatever, like skyr yogurt, protein powder mixed into that, then with some muesli and some frozen berries. So that's quite a sort of like 40-50 grams of protein there. And then just sort of 500 calories. Then I'll have sort of about 4 o'clock. I'll have I have a chicken and rice or chicken and sweet potato, and then some greens. And then in the evening I'll probably have the same again. Chicken and rice, or chicken sweet potato, or perhaps mince and rice, mince and sweet potato. With obviously different veg. Then sometimes cucumber, sometimes salad, sometimes frozen green beans, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I snack on sort of like rice cakes or like the Rice Krispie Squares bars in between, or like protein bars, little things like that, or fruit. And that's that's pretty much it, yeah. And that's sort of what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, feel good. Obviously, you can feel a bit of hunger and a bit of fatigue, but yeah, don't feel too bad. The scale's coming down, looking leaner. And like I said, it's nice to sort of like transition away from sort of like high rocks and stuff, because that was good, like sort of like, but that's all about performance and endurance. It's nice now just come, like all of June has come back to sort of more lifting, doing that again, like doing more curls and like sort of bodybuilding movements, because obviously reduce those while I was training for high rocks. So it's nice to sort of go through these phases, and that's what it is about. Like I said, like when you go through different phases, you do something for a few months, like focus on that, then you can switch gears and go to something else. Like I said, I do my clients, again, we go through like, okay, let's go for a fat loss phase, let's get lean and let's diet down, let's slash 10, 15 kilos, whatever, let's get lean. Then we can go into like a reverse and a maintenance phase, so you can perhaps eat a bit more flexibility, not as much pressure and intensity, and then perhaps you go into like a build phase and focus on getting stronger, building some arms, whatever. And then we can cut again, and like so go through these different phases, work on sort of different goals. So yeah, like that's what sort of been up to, and that's what sort of July is looking like. Sort of at the moment it's just getting all the sort of getting stuff ready now for sort of not so much my birthday, but yeah, planning for that, planning for my daughter's, my dad's birthday, it's my dad's 70th as well. So yeah, you get stuff in motion for that. Yes, gents, you join me in the HQ, and what I've just done now is just like a little training for my clients, just wrapping up this sort of like a reflection of the last 3 to 6 months. So really going through and breaking things down, like sort of like the last quarter, the last 3 months, and then obviously, like I said, we're halfway through 2025, so we're reviewing that as well. So this is some obviously the framework we work through, and just like a sort of obviously a video, they can like obviously talk them through it, explain, and then obviously they can fill in the document, go through it themselves, or we'll talk through it. So again, it's just like brain dumping. Look at sort of like, you look at your camera roll, perhaps you can look at your Garmin, you can look at like an Apple Watch, you can look at all the stats on there, and then but like the biggest thing is like obviously look at the last 3-6 months, like what were the biggest highlights, what are write down what happened, like obviously in terms of fitness and all other areas of life. Then look at like what are my challenges like the last sort of few months, like what happened, like whether it's obviously work, personal, like sort of family, whatever, financial, body, whatever it was. Again, like what are the biggest challenges, and then what did you learn about yourself, like as you went through these sort of like these obstacles, or you went through the quarter, like what did you learn? Perhaps say you did something new, like what did you learn? You tried something different, what did you learn? Because every time you go through something, you should learn something, and looking at sort of, okay, what did I learn? Perhaps I learned, I don't know, I can do more than I realized. I should have done this earlier. I put it off for too long. I'm sort of more capable than I realized. It's not as bad as I thought. Whatever, okay? Whatever. Then you can look and sort of, okay, what are my expectations going into 2025? So at the start of the year, I'm sure you had some goals and things like that, like you want to achieve. So okay, like what was my expectations coming into this year, and how, like where am I compared to those? I probably set goals at the start of the year. Where am I? Am I on track? Am I sort of really behind? Like, are they just non-existent? Where am I? And then it's looking at sort of, okay, so the key was like, where was at my best? And where was at my worst? And it's looking at these, sort of like looking at patterns, because again, it's just generally like, it doesn't just happen by luck or coincidence. It's you're at your best when you're making good choices, when you're taking good actions. Like generally when you're in flow, perhaps you're eating better, sleeping better, drinking more water, exercising, working towards some sort of goal, whatever. You generally, again, you probably at your best then. And then when I was at my worst, well, it's just probably when you're not doing any of that, when it's just sort of like, again, you're not exercising, you're eating crap, like sort of late nights, shit weekends, all these different things, then you're just generally going to feel worse physically and mentally. And it's just looking at that, looking at the evidence, looking at the sort of the patterns, looking at all these different things, and sort of seeing, oh my god, like for these weeks I was crushing it, I was cooking it. Why was I? What was I doing? What was my daily routine like then? What were my habits like then? Like, and then who was I speaking to? What was I doing? Was I working with someone? Was I doing this? What was I doing? Like, and note it down. Like, so look at it, and why did I stop? And then obviously you can look at sort of, okay, why when I've been through a shit period, that was a crap week, or a few crap weeks there. Why? What happened? And then you can learn from this in the future. Then we want to go into sort of like the metrics. Or we can look back, obviously, first of all, we can look forward. Okay, in sort of 3 to 6 months' time, by sort of October the 1st, by the end of the year, what would have to happen for that to be a success? For me to consider it a success? Like, look back and sort of, okay, in Christmas now, or New Year, you're there, perhaps like chilling out sort of with your family, whatever. Okay, and you look back and like, what would have had to happen for me to consider, yeah, fucking hell, Al, you did well this year. Like, so I'm proud of you. Like, what would have to happen? Like, was it sort of lose a certain amount of weight? You get hit a certain time, you compete in something, whatever. I don't know, what is it? Again, not just fitness, but perhaps other areas of life as well. What would like sort of, you consider a win in the next sort of 6 months? So think about that. Like obviously, when it's just a nice, relaxed, with your family around, like at the end of the year, look back and like you're proud of yourself, you're fulfilled. I'm glad I did this. What would that be? So think, and then we're going to go into the metrics. Then we're going to look at sort of like you can look at sort of like the outcome metrics. Excuse the sort of Amazon packages there. That's just obviously my daughter's fucking birthday is in, it's the 18th, so like 2.5 weeks. So again, the stuff is starting to come. The Amazon, it's just loads there piling up. So yeah, look at the metrics. Look at sort of, okay, where's my body weight at? What about my tape measurements? What about my sort of my performances? My sort of my times, my run times, whatever you want to like, you score yourself on. How was that? Are they going getting better? Are they improving? Are they just sort of like I'm really off track? Do I need to increase my standards, or do I need to lower my expectations? Have I said oh my god, I want to lose 20 kilos in 3 months? Like I was a bit fucking optimistic that was never going to happen. Okay, I need to reduce my expectations. But perhaps you said, I want to lose a stone in 3 months, and I only lost 2 kilos. Well, I'm a bit fucking, I need to increase my standard, I need to step up my fucking game. You can analyze that. Then you can look at actions, okay, like how many workouts did I get in? How many days have I hit my steps? And you can look back through your sort of your Fitbit, your Garmin, whatever, and it has all this data there in the graphs. Like, how consistent have I been? What have I got done? And then list this evidence. Again, your mind just can't argue with this. It's just what you've done. And it's just there. And then it's like, okay, I'm only getting steps in perhaps average 3 days a week. Right, okay, my weekly average is like 5K. Fuck, I want to get that 7K weekly average going forward. Or I need to sort of get 5K, like 5 days a week. I need to hit my steps, whatever. Again, you just look at this and then like obviously set the new sort of like, these are my new actions. These are my new like standards, like daily and weekly going forward. And like I got my sort of my like a spreadsheet here. Like different things, like so that's my obviously a spreadsheet for my business, so I can track sort of, okay, how many clients, how many like calls, how many times have I messaged, how many YouTubes, how many emails have I produced, all these different things, all these different metrics, so I can track and I can see, okay, where is this at? This is how much I've done, then this produced this result. Okay, how can I sort of adjust that going forward then? So again, just take something like, say, 10-20 minutes, doesn't have to be long, just to look at sort of where you're at, because again, 6 months in, like obviously, and if the next 6 months will be just a duplicate of the last 6 months, or if not worse, unless you do something, unless you become aware of it and change something. And then like, so if the next 6 months were exactly the same as the last 6 months, would you be happy with that? Think about it. And then if not, then it's time to fucking do something. Make a change, like create some awareness and do it across all areas. Do it in your sort of your body, do it for like perhaps your career and your business, do it for like relationships, perhaps with your partner, with your kids, with your family, whatever. I only see my parents I want to see my parents more. Okay, well what's the system? What needs to happen? What's the protocol? I want to see them once a month. Okay, how's that going to happen? How are you going to make that happen? And then perhaps again, I want to go away more. Okay, how often do you want to go away? How's that going to happen? When are you going to book it? And just break this down into that process.